we're back. What's up? It's me, Zeke, and this week we are joined by the legend himself, TSM Myth. How are you doing, my friend?
Zeke, I'm doing great. I'm doing great, man.
Are you finally happy to be here? And I know, like, for week 2 you got sick, so we didn't have you. And then we're like, you know, Myth, what about now? And you're like, I'm still sick. Like, but Myth, what about now?
Now, listen, I'm ready. And I'm excited. And I'm just ready. I'm happy we're live finally. Like, it's ready.
I know, we've been sitting here like, all right, we got a little bit more time, 30 minutes. All right, it's almost time. Yeah, it's been fun, man. But for you guys at home that maybe for some reason don't know who Myth is, I don't know how you don't know who Myth is, but do you maybe want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I started streaming Fortnite day 1, play the game a little bit competitively, and you can check me out at TSM_Myth on basically every social platform.
He's amazing. Definitely send a follow his way. Legendary player. I would argue one of the pioneers of the game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I put walls and floors together and stairs for the first time ever. But yeah,
there you go.
I guess.
There you go. Well, we are happy to have Myth here to share his insight of the game. Now, during the week, we had trials happening. We had the Lazy Links Tour, the LLT. We actually have a little package put together, so let's take a look at that and relive some of these incredible moments. So here we are. At Lazy Links, we see Twitch, the call, going in at hole number 1, 325.
325 meters right into the hole, Zeke. That's a beautiful shot.
Now over, there he is, the legend himself, trying to utilize that single stairs method, holding on for dear life, and it looks like we're going to get a hole-in-one here. There it is.
Yeah, it's 100 meter drive, hole 3. Zeke.
Absolutely.
Look how far away I am. It's going to take me ages to get to the ramp. Jesus Christ.
In the
might
storm,
fit in one clip.
73 HP.
Myth, he does have that med kit. He can heal if he needs to.
Yes, dude, 360.
Look at that.
Let's
There
go.
at hole number 8,
That's
359 meter. Now here's one of the more important ones, Smith. As you can see here, it's Macau. He is lining up the shot. Now, what I want you to realize is he is utilizing the edit grid to line himself up. Okay?
Yes.
Now, here's where things get interesting. Not only does he line himself up with the edit grid, watch, he looks up and utilizes the slats in the wood wall to line up the precision shot.
Yes, Zeke, and he's also, you know, he's calculating that wind, making sure the shot's perfect.
I'm swinging.
Wow, what a drive!
Right. The shot is out.
Swung.
Now we'll see. Is it possible? Has he landed the shot, man?
I'd run away down.
Okay. 510.
Unbelievable. Just a
golf claps all around. Golf claps all around.
Just absolutely magnificent, Macau. Congratulations on your 510-meter shot. Now, you guys are probably curious about who won Lazy Links Tour. That's a pretty fair question, so let's take a look. We had 5 winners, and I believe the results will shock you. So coming in at number 5, Fortnite's Twitch DeCulcum with 2,754 total score. Now let's go to number 4, Liquid Chat coming out from the Bush Bandits with 2,865 total score, and number 3, Wiccacy with 2,957. This is where things get interesting, Myth. Coming in at number 2, it's Macau with that 510. Now you're probably asking, who topped that? Who topped the 510? Number 1 was Svenos from the Bush Bandits. And I mean, man, look how close the scores were there.
It's like pro golfers. That's all I got to say. They ain't pro players, they're pro golfers. They changed the game.
They're both.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, the points at the bottom are the total points accumulated from the trials. So now you're probably asking yourself, well, Zeke, look, I represent a specific club. What are the current club standings? Let's take a look. So right at the gate, Bush Bandits, 2,560. Next is the Fortnites with 2,300 points. Dusty Dogs in third, 1,940. Lucky Llamas, 1,640 points, but right behind them are the Rift Raiders with 1,635 points.
Listen, Zeke, as a Lucky Llama representative, I just wanted to say that, like, I'm happy we're not in dead last anymore. Listen, this is part of our storyline. This is part of our legacy that people don't know about. But we're the underdog, and the comeback is coming. Last 2 weeks, clutching it up, taking first. That's the storyline. That's the story that hasn't been told yet, and that's going to happen.
Okay, all right.
So I'm excited to fulfill the, we're making it happen.
There you go. It's like coming over the hill in a game, and you just happen to spot that lone little pink pixel of the screen, the pixel in the far distance. You think, is that a llama?
Right in your peripheral.
And you're like, is that? Did my luck just change?
It's a llama.
Lucky Llamas. There you go, coming in. So, speaking of the Lucky Llamas, let's talk about clubs. The roster's coming into week number 4. Don't forget, this is the European scene, ladies and gentlemen. So, I mean, Svenos representing Bush Bandits coming in first.
Yep.
We'll also be representing here in the competitive aspect. Myth, is there anyone you're looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, so I'm interested in, like, genuinely, I'm interested in a lot of just like the EU players in general, because I don't have much experience with observing and seeing EU players play, but like you see Lolito, like you see Kinstar, players that people definitely know for coming up and showing up in these type of events. And as we go on, I'm just really, really excited to see some EU gameplay.
Yeah. Do you think, and this is kind of something we talked about beforehand, how do you think EU compares to NA?
Yeah, so it's interesting because I personally don't know the differences, but when super excited to see how these different teams, different players from different clubs from both sides of the spectrum, NA and EU, play and see if I could observe those changes.
Yeah, should be good. Now, don't forget, every week we change up the format. With this week, it is Big Bonus. So it's going to be similar to last week. We're going to play 6 games. These are the solo format. Victory royales are worth 3 points. Second and third place are worth 2 points. And then if you place 4th through 10th, you get 1 point.
And then don't forget about eliminations, Zeke. 7+ eliminations is going to get you 3 points, 5 to 6, 2 points, and 3 to 4 eliminations will redeem you 1 point. But there is also the big bonus where you receive 1 point for each elimination after 7 eliminations. But on top of that, not only are we giving you a point, right? But you're going to be able to redeem $7.5 thousand for each elimination after the 7 eliminations. So point and 7.5K.
That's huge. So not only, let's say if you drop a 10-bomb game, you're going to get the 3 points from the Victory Royale, 3 points for getting the more than 7 eliminations, and an additional 3 points per point, and 7.5K per each of those additional eliminations.
Yeah.
It's a big bonus week if I've ever seen one in my life. We hope you guys are at home already. Don't forget to hit us with that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know what you are excited about. Big bonus. It's going to be nuts. Talk about Myth, how incredible he is. Again, if you're not following him, please, you need to check his channel out. He's incredible. We also have a long-standing history, you and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known you since the days of Paragon.
Oh, yeah.
Back then. That was so long ago.
Should be mains, baby. Unite.
But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are hopping into match number 1 of the day. Don't forget, again, this is the European scene. We've got 6 games coming your way today, and then 6 games coming in your way later from the North American scene. So here we go. Battle Bus has launched. What do you think, Myth? Do you think there's some key places that people are looking to land right now?
So I think this is actually, I think it's a pretty good glide for it to talk about is I think Wailing Woods is the first thing that kind of pops open on my eyes. It's recently something that's been a spot that's been changed, I suppose, and it brings in a lot of opportunity for not just one team, but multiple teams to come out of there successful, contested or uncontested. Some teams might leave early. They might just farm 1K wood, leave early if they drop like the lower side of it, and then you could drop, edit building in the top right corner or the 2 other cabins on the top side. So I'm going to be interested to see who plays Wailing, and I mean, the floating island is actually over Wailing. So not only do you have the Rift rotation, Zeke, you also have the floating island rotation too. So there's multiple opportunities to get out of there if you need to, but we'll see your people fall over on the map.
And as we start to see people start to kind of pick where they're going to go, I agree, man. Look how many people are heading to that northeast corner. Again, you touch on it. We got the floating island. There's so much loot to be had there, especially if you drop to that lower little tier with the 3 chests, and you can use that to rotate out.
Yes.
Should be pretty interesting, but right off the gate, man. Over to Apostle. And now over to Alliance Tyke, who is in an engagement against TTV Slug. Now, here's the thing. Early game. It's kind of a hard start, right? Taking a look at Tyke's mats, 17. He's got 1 build.
Yeah. That's a tough situation to be in, and you see Slugs is just hanging out. I think, to my knowledge, he only has that pump, and that's kind of a dangerous situation to be in when Tickle has a stack loadout that he's able to play with. And as you see, it works to his advantage because that engagement range of that SMG is definitely be able to, you can take advantage of that distance when, the pump just can't compete at that range.
Right. Over to, what do you call this place? I like to call this place Pueblo. Do you have a name for this place?
Westworld.
Westworld? Okay. All right. Yeah, we've heard a few different ones.
Yeah, there's so many unofficial names for this place. But I just see 2 people dropping there, Jacob and Isaac, we're going to see how they play out the situation. Jacob is definitely aware of Isaac. They're both aware. Oh, no. Actually, Jacob's aware of somebody else, too. Fate 2.
I like his loadout. He's got the long range. He's got the dual pistols for that closer to medium range if he has to rely on, and then obviously that heavy shotgun and the grappler.
Yeah, I think if there's somebody to go freaky in this place, it's definitely Jacob. I mean, he could just go off with that grappling hook right now and just get an insane angle on somebody when they're not expecting it. But we'll see what happens. Tries to go for some shots, not going to get the pick. Decides to go for a high ground here really quickly. Smart decision. We'll just see how it plays out. 57 damage. He gets him ticked.
Isaac is running for his life. That was a huge bite out of his health there.
Definitely.
I'm pretty sure he caught Isaac off guard because he was kind of hugging that tree on the left side. And then as soon as Isaac went into the building and came out, Jacob started cracking shots. And now
they're just going back and forth. Jacob wants this pick so badly. He knows how low he got him, right? And he knows the only thing he could have gotten his health up with are like minis in that time possible, right? He didn't have enough time to bandage, so it's going to be interesting to see how Jacob just finishes out this kill.
He sees Isaac in the other little house.
They're just going back and forth after one another.
Ooh, he goes for the ramp play. Ooh.
He's so low.
I feel like instead of putting the ramp, he should have just gone for the shot. He was right there.
Listen, man, I would just pickaxe right above his forehead and just go for it. Maybe not. It's not the smartest play, of course, but
going. Oh man! No, he says, Myth, is this what you want? You want me to go in on him? Okay,
yes, he's listening in, dude.
Taking a little bit of time to farm, a little extra.
This is dangerous, Zeke. This is dangerous with how long this engagement has taken. We need to take that into account. The fact that this has been an engagement that's lasted well over 30 seconds and is now hurting these guys more than it's helping any of them. Although Jacob did pick up the elimination, he's put in a position where he's going to need to still farm materials in under 50 seconds before that zone moves.
And that's outside of anyone rotating in.
Exactly, it is. If he's not in circle, then it's going to be tragic. But we do have a replay by Tinny eliminating... Sorry, I don't know exactly who that was. Gambit, actually, going into a house, taking out Alliance.
Ooh, he went down there. And now we're over to Retail Row. The Pain up against Miss Rage. Oh, he actually gets hit in the back, taken down by Harmy. Now Miss Rage is like, oh, loot.
Yeah,
well, thank you.
And Harmy's just like, get it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm not still watching. What are you talking about? There you go. You can see the shots coming out, but Miss Rage is very quick to put up the walls, but still gets cracked, unfortunately. Now, Miss, something that you kind of touched on as we were kind of leading up to this is loadouts.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so basically something that I want to bring to the casting deck, and as somebody with like no casting experience, I think the biggest thing is that I just want to put some highlights. Ooh, Miss Rage getting taken out by Harmy. Harmy picking up 2 kills early on. That's 3. Okay, so nice. He actually took out somebody. I'm going to guess he dropped Poverty of Retail and ended up taking out somebody there. Those are the houses on like the southern side. But yeah, like we're talking about, I want to introduce basically some knowledge on loadouts, loadout awareness, and what people could do with certain loadouts and drafts getting taken out there by Jamside. And that's what I really want to bring in. I want to show people how certain loadouts may affect your late game decisions, how they may affect your mid game decisions, and just overall the game in general. So that's something that I hope to bring here during the cast.
Absolutely. We'll touch on all that more as this game unfolds. Like you're saying, man. Yeah, Jamside picks up an elimination. We're down to 63 players, so it looks like people are really looking for these eliminations.
Yes. Yes. And here we got a build battle between TFUE and Windstrike Mesh. Mesh has the low ground, going to play for the high though, trying to get some spam in. TFUE doing anything he can to get these tack shots on. He has no mats though, it's tragic, and Mesh wins with like, what, 10 HP?
That was, yep, pretty much that. Now we're over to Mary Gaming, who's in an engagement. Now Mary's in a pretty good spot, right? 2 med kits, got the extra mini. Now, not looking great as far as loadout goes, just a shotgun in that mid-range with the SMG.
And this is a fight that's going to cost both of these guys, as we see here, where the material count on both... I couldn't imagine it's that good on his opponent here, because he has 170 metal that he's working with here in the situation. They probably both got into a fight, dropped near around the same area, but he is going to clean him up. I would be interested to see how many mats Mary picks up after this. Yeah, 300 going into the first circle. Not the best position, but he did get that elimination. We could see that turn into something further into the game here, and he's going to go right back to farming because he knows he needs it.
Let's check out the current scoreboard. So look at this. Harmy finds another elimination in the time we were away from him. Now that means he's got himself 1 point. Don't forget the thresholds are 7, 5, and 3 rather. So Harmy's sitting on a point. Looking pretty good. Win strike not that far behind. Look how many players already have 1 elimination.
Oh, yeah.
Those big bonus, man. Everyone wants a big bonus right now.
Most definitely. And as you see, Mary doing the most to get as many mats as they can going into the oh, this is for the person first, Harmy.
Yep.
So far, 4 eliminations. That's where he picked up his last elimination in retail row. Pretty clean kill.
Harmy's looking pretty good right now. Now we're over to Archangel. And so don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this is the spectator client we have. This gives us information and insight. So if you look at the top right, you can actually see other players on the minimap. Now keep in mind, they can't see that. We can see that. So Blood just flying around right now, using those Shadow Stones.
Oh, yeah. I love seeing players use Shadow Stones, especially when they are trying to establish a position or get further than they originally would have. I think that one thing that's been kind of consistent with the previous season and this season is that we've had these utility mobility items on the map, before as rifts, and they were kind of populating the map, and now we have the Shadow Stones that allow these players to make a rotation or get further than they would have before, with, of course, the risk of they're put in a situation that's a little bit, less favored. They can't shoot back, they can't build while in that mode, so there's a risk reward there, and I think it's definitely worth if you have the right player that knows how to use it. And as we see, he just got mad distance with being able to not take any damage from the opponent. So
now look how many players, though. There's a lot of players around here, Myth. One thing I saw, his mat count is very high. He had like 900.
He was solid. The only thing he's missing in his loadout was a shotgun.
Ooh, okay.
And I think that's the one thing that he's probably just trying to find right now. But we have, here's the map actually, and we see those players coming in from the northeast corner, people starting to make their way closer and closer to the circle before it moves in. And big things to kind of point out here is there's one player tilted towers, and a lot of the pressure in this upcoming circle is actually not on the west side of the map. The west side of the map is a very low pressure area. The east, north, even the south area has a lot of players coming in and are going to be doing, you're going to be rotating in from those positions. So anybody coming from the west is going to have a good rotation coming in, a free rotation essentially. There we have Fly Tinny making his way in this build fight. Not, the greatest amount of HP. Wiccassy could play low ground here phenomenally. He doesn't really, as you see, he's not really trying to go for high ground. He's trying to get that spot and go for that shot. But he gets ticked here. I think he's just going to play a little bit slower and get his HP up before he makes a mistake, because he does know somebody else is around. They were shooting at the build. So you don't want to take that third-party opportunity. Both of them are going to disengage.
I think that's really smart, especially like coming out, you're making a lot of noise. There's people that are definitely rotating in, especially this is new safe zone.
This is Divot. This is Divot of all things. You didn't listen. So one thing I pride and always talk about is Divot. You do not want to be in Divot when that tier 1 circle comes in. You don't. Plain and simple. And it actually, it kind of shocks me that I'm seeing this many people. What do we have, Zeke? 2, 4, 6, 8 people around Divot right now. 10 people around Divot, not including Castle Rock people, because, they're chilling, they're safe. But that's insane. And here we go, Law getting into a fight with Hopek. Just a little shotgun battle here, back and forth. Law is looking dangerously low, though.
Law on nothing. He could not follow up, and Hopek there takes him down. But now immediately starts getting third party, right? There's other members all the way around. You can see 2 people just north of him.
There's 2 people, and I think Hopek, is in. Oh, they actually rift to go out. So they're smart. They're all 2 players are going to be able to set themselves probably in a pretty good position for this upcoming circle when it closes. They're going to have a higher chance of being in that next circle. And put them in a position where they don't have to take a rotation. They might have dropped Salty. I don't know exactly where they dropped or where they ended up landing. But not having to rotate past that divot that has 10 people around it is going to be huge for those few players. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see them late game, actually.
Dude, look at the new safe zone. It's pretty much almost entirely in Divot and a little bit north side of Salty. So like you're talking about, people have to start making these rotations. So what's interesting is Salty is very congested right now. There's so many players that are within Salty. Look how many players are down south of it. Even on that eastern half of the map, you've got people that are near Reach that are going to start rotating into Divot.
Yes.
So what, from just your quick glance, what looks safe? What's a safe rotation from like which angle could you take?
So we talked about it before this circle even closed. That west side of the map, whoever's playing the west side right now is going to get a pretty clean rotation in my opinion. It has the least amount of players. There are players playing high ground, but as you see the hill that's north of that corrupted area, they're going to have to push off of that area when that zone closes. The only real threat to the people that are pushing in a west side are the people Castle Rock. There's 2 people, I'm pretty sure, Castle Rock, but they're probably worrying about each other, not the people rotating in. So we're going to see how that plays out. That's going to be an interesting part of the map to keep an eye on as those people from the western side of the map start to move in. And I think now is a vital time that we should start paying attention to people's loadouts, the amount of mats they have, because going on forward, we're going to see how people change up their gameplay going into late into this. And it looks like Jamside is making his way through his pick, trying to get an elimination here in any way possible, but his opponent's going to disengage very quickly.
Down below, looks like it's DK. But look, Archangel hears the shots. Even there was someone over there in a 1-by-1, 3 grids high. There's a lot of action happening all the way around them. I mean, Jamside just trying to close in. That's a grenade. There's a grenade close by. Jamside finds DK. That's 2 eliminations. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he needs 1 more and he can find himself a point on the board. And there's still 49 players left in the lobby. Let's check out this replay.
Was that the grenade play? Oh, no.
No,
okay.
This was his elimination coming out. Yep, leading
Nice.
into this. And now look, you've got Kingwin Skix here. Villex is right across the way. Again, just take a look how congested Salty is right now. If you're someone on the outside, it's going to be tough. You almost don't even want to go in because of how many people can just edit a wall, take free shots.
Agreed, and I mean, you could try to make, you know, something. You could try to create something out of that chaos, of course. If you do see an opportunity where 2 people are skirmishing, like those, like the fight that we've just seen within the 1-by-1,
Right.
that could be your opportunity to be like, hey, those guys are distracted. They're not going to be looking at me. Let me go see what I can do. But big rocket launcher shot taken from Jamside, and I mean, he needs 1 elimination to get into the points. Was that a grappler from Mark?
That was. You see his reaction time? He heard the grappler, but was like, double walls.
Yeah, no thank you.
I'm good. That's like the perfect counter to, well, this is my opinion. To counter grappler is you actually underbuild by 1. So whenever you hear someone, they start going to the grapple, you literally just build 2 walls in front of you.
Yeah.
And now you're where you would have been originally, and then you just say, like, nice try. You wasted a grappler shot. I know where you are. If someone's watching us, they can take shots at you now, not me.
Yeah, there's definitely counterplay to grappler, and there's some sort of, I think personally that there's this like art when it comes to like grappler play. Although it's simple to use, the timing to where you really use a grappler when it's effective and you catch someone off guard is the difficult part of like really being able to utilize a grappler.
Right.
Because if you just, I mean, to an experienced player, if you're just going up against an experienced player and they know you're going to grapple, they know you have low ground, they see your position, right as soon as they hear that sound, like we've seen, they're just going to go for the cover-up. But as you see 1 minute till the zone closes, we see people just trying to make their way forward, Mark getting an early position in. Skix trying to pressure an opponent as well, while another person is rocket launching them. It's going to be, oh, it's Fenos.
Still alive, still moving around. He's closing in. He wants Skix. He's like, look, I'm going to take this opportunity. I need 1 more elimination for a point. I mean, so take a look. He's got a lot. Mats are great. He has basically 3,000 mats. Unbelievable.
And a rift to go. Listen, Sven, that was good. I like that. Using the rift to go to get out of that position, knowing that there's an extreme amount of people like playing salty and knowing that that rotation is going to be tough. I think this is a smart rift to go. He could have possibly made it in without using it simply because of the amount of mats he has, but of course there's that risk reward of do I want to use those mats. When instead he could get this position and actually just play for those eliminations, get that point that he needs to get, and get himself in a really good vital position for late game.
That's right. I mean, hey, look, you're trying to be efficient, right? You're trying to save mats because one thing we've noticed, man, is late game, you need mats. That's very important. You're either going to build a sky bridge and have nothing, or you're gonna, have that low ground, have a ton of mass. You're gonna be in a good position
with 5 eliminations.
Myth, that's 2 points.
Yes,
hitting the board here in game number 1.
And here he has over 1,400 mats going into this final circle. He is in a healthy position. 7 rockets. His loadout's phenomenal. The only thing that he's basically missing on is HP. But if he could get a pick with that rocket launcher, if he could find somebody on this rotation, I mean, he's in zone, he's safe. If he could find something to shoot at, and if he could eliminate them, he's going to really be in a good position to play low ground in this upcoming circle, because I don't think that he'll end up playing high ground with this current position where he settled himself, within divot.
Yeah, and another thing you got to consider too is Harmy's 2 away from activating big bonus, right?
Oh yeah.
He gets 2 eliminations. He gets the 3 points from the 7. Any elimination after that is considered a big bonus. That's 1 point per elimination. And 7.5K coming out of, I mean, it's huge, man. But Mary Gaming says, not today, friend. You've been on a tear. It's time to shut you down.
Yeah, and for Mary to make that push at that moment with that circle, he was safe. He was safe for this rotation on the circle. They all dodged a bullet, and Mary just was like, that's that aggression that we see out of this big bonus mode.
Yep.
Is Mary didn't need to go for that, but guess what? He wants that elimination. I'm sorry. Yeah, they want that. They want those eliminations, and they are going to play for them when they can.
This also sets up Mary, because now we've got the rocket launcher, right? Take a look at the SMG upgrade, all those mats as well. She only had 8 wood coming into this, so all in all, that aggressive play pays off. And now 1 point away or 1 elimination away from earning a point.
Most definitely.
Myth, but look at this mini map in the top right. 36 players left alive. Look at the congestion. Look how many people are still trying to rotate into just getting into the safe zone. We're about to see some major fights break out.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see if we see some of those Rift to Go, some of those launch pads start being used. We just actually heard one, so it'd be interesting to see where these people land. Do they want to land? I could assume they would land toward the south side of the circle, where they don't have to deal with all the congestion from the people rotating inside a divot. But I mean, there's even, I would say there's just as much congestion on the south side of the circle with people. But being in that divot is going to be tragic. We hear shots all around people looking for picks. As you see Saiba just looking for whatever they could get.
Yeah.
He's editing his windows, looking for these people running around. Maybe find someone that's not building, trying to conserve mats. Sees actually Bowman going to take a few shots, stretch some shield. Bowman's going to get those minis back up and redeem them. But he isn't. Here's the thing about the trade.
Saiba out trading him there. Look at that. They've got extra minis, so he can just top himself off. He's like, let's trade again. Open your wall up. Let's trade again.
Yeah, and like I was gonna say with Saiba, we could be seeing this amount of aggression from him simply because of the amount of materials that he has. This isn't a good amount of materials, and it looks like this circle is going toward that hill just east of Divot, just like southeast of Divot. That's the hill toward like Poverty. And that's going to be crucial this upcoming circle. If you have Rift to Goes, if you have any way to get on top of that hill before these other players can, this is when you're going to do it.
Right. It's going to be interesting too, because that's basically a funnel. You're literally funneling up a little ramp here. Circle's moving. Here we go. Look at the grapplers coming out. Everyone's like, nope, I'm not going to fight you right now. We're just going to... the rift opening up the wall there.
That is so big for Saiba's success this game.
Look how many people have the same idea. Just like you talked about, man. Let's use these Rift to Goes. Everyone, don't worry, guys. Let's get there first. Then we can start engaging again. But already the lobby is down to 21 people. Lolito has gone down. So has Gandalf. And currently Rojo's sitting with 4 eliminations because of that. People there didn't stick the landing. Heisel is down as well, down to 17. Look how many people, they're all scrambling this.
But look at what my boy ZW has in his back pocket.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So here's the question: when do you use it?
Well,
you think like get to safe zone and then drop Fortress?
I would say use it on the next circle. If he's in circle right now, he has a position. He's fine. But as he needs to make this next rotation, and maybe he wants to make a play for high ground, maybe he just wants to have a really secure low ground, that's when he would detonate it. I wouldn't necessarily use it now. It wouldn't be as beneficial as using it in this upcoming circle. And as you see, he didn't use it. He's playing it out patiently. But we see Yoshi actually with another Rift to Go. That's going to be big to keep an eye on as well, because Yep, he's going to pop it.
He just popped it. You just heard it. Take a look at Spanos's math. He's been very efficient, only using up the entirety of his brick, which isn't bad. He does plenty of metal and plenty of wood here going into these final few circles. Wedge is one elimination from that second threshold. We see a lot of players with 4 eliminations on the board. Now here's the thing, Myth, right? Now we get the new safe zone. We're going back north. We're going back inside the divot.
Yeah,
so
partially,
not only,
I think halfway, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, so now we have to basically go back over builds, right? People have already built their way up here, and now we're moving our way back over these old builds.
Correct.
Paf taking a shot, though. Oh, he's in the storm. Get out of there, Paf. And I think this is ideal, right? You try to make into this safe zone currently, you make it in early, and then you just try to third-party anyone coming in, try to take shots.
This is going to be interesting. And I say this because the players playing high ground, you're gonna see this. You're gonna see them try to retain their high ground over and just sort of edge in if they have the materials to sustain it, of course. And I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen Zwet just, he's actually gonna just contest the high ground. He's not going to be able to do it, and I think this is going to be the zone where he does pop that. If he could get into the low there and just...
He did not stick the landing.
You know,
he is down.
Listen, myth damage is definitely something to be afraid of. Yeah. But onward, we have Marky, and it seems like he is the owner of high ground right now, if I'm correct. We've seen him glide over, and that was it. Oh!
There's someone right behind him. Did he see him?
That's scary.
He cracks it. No way. It's Windstrike. Sith goes down.
3 players remaining. This is it.
Oh, dude. Myth, he's got no more builds. That's it. He only has the grappler.
Yeah, and neither does Saiba on the low ground. So this is gonna be very interesting to see, because you have these 2 players on low ground. You have Marky trying to spray and trying to cause some sort of contention between these 2 people. And as we see, they do pick a person that they're both going to focus on. One of them, unfortunately, doesn't get the better end of the stick, but Marky making his way, trying to get this elimination, and he pulls out the W with 5 eliminations.
That is huge. Congrats to Marky, clutching up game number 1 of the European Games. Again, he's got 5 eliminations. That's going to be 2 points hitting the board, with 3 points coming out from the Victory Royale. Let's take a look at how this went down. So like you talked about, man, he just maintained that high ground. He let those other 2 players fight it out. And in the moment that they started to fight it out, he's like, hey, I'm just going to join in. You guys have already fought this out. I'm just here to clean up. Yeah,
just let that aggression play. And something that I want to point out, and I think that was super interesting, that match, is Saiba.
Mm-hmm.
He was not necessarily in the greatest position material-wise or anything like that, but he utilized that rift to go. You remember that rift to go that was popped that he broke into and ended up taking? I personally think that got him 3rd place, I'm pretty sure. And he was 3rd place, correct?
Second. Or 3rd, no, you're right.
Yeah. So he's 3rd. And that, I think, was so crucial. That rotation, deciding, hey, I'm going to just use this guy's rift, and making as much as he can out of it was so big for his success in that game, and I think put him on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, like you talked about, he just waited. And what was interesting, once we saw him use it, it was behind a wall. And then you see everyone kind of running away, and he's like, that's a rift. I'm just going to use that. Pop shoot immediately and just floats his way into 3rd place.
Definitely.
You like to see it. Now, coming out of that game, we'll take a look at the highlights from this last game. What do you think? This set the pace kind of for the day, which I kind of appreciate.
Yeah, it was a fun game. I think it was something that it was a unique circle in the fact that it was so divot based, and there were already so many people playing divot that it turned into a very difficult situation for a lot of these players playing divot, and it churned up to, and we've seen like a lot of these players that were playing that weren't necessarily in the middle of divot, that had the rotation utility that they needed, like the launch pads, the rift to goes. They ended up being in a better position. Harmy rotated from Marita, from Salty, I'm pretty sure initially, and he picked up an insane amount of kills toward the end of it. He ended up, I think,
5.
5.
Taking out by Mary.
So it just worked really well for the people that had the means to get out of that type of situation. Marky came out with the W.
There you go. We still have 5 games left to play for you guys at home. Don't forget to use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know how you're enjoying the games. Also, rep your favorite club. Obviously, talk about Myth. Tell us how he's helping you level up your gameplay. It's going to help me level up. Actually, you helped me with keybinds. When I get home. Oh, boy. You best believe. All right. But yeah, we got another game heading our way. So One of the things I thought was really interesting is that I don't remember who it was. They dropped with the Porta Fortress, didn't stick the landing.
Yes. Yo, listen. Wouldn't it have been sick? Just like absolutely insane if he just threw it on the ground and just bounced on the tire.
I think they were caught off guard. Like they were like,
definitely.
I didn't stick landing. Is it too late swap?
It would have been insane though.
It would have been really good.
I
and here's the question though.
Yeah.
So the fact that he didn't get to use it, do you, in your opinion, do you think it's better to use something, maybe not in the most opportune time, but have the opportunity to use it, than not being able to use it all?
I mean, definitely. But here's like. It's a matter of just dealing with a certain situation. Did he expect to get dropped down there? Like that was super. That was like a super unfortunate moment. I know that's an extreme when it comes to this, but yeah, I mean, if he's getting pinched from two angles, let's say the situation played out differently for him, and he was getting pinched by two people in the middle of that in the middle of the match. If he were to just bop it down and be like, "No, I'm not having it."
Right.
Like then it would have been definitely not the most valuable opportunity to use it, but he does use it to get out of a sticky situation that would have allowed him to live a little bit longer throughout the game.
Yeah. Let's also take a look. We've got a package coming out from Marky, the winner coming out of game number 1. I feel like Marky played a pretty stellar game, utilizing the mats. Now, we did see toward the end he did run out of mats, but I think what is really valuable is that he maintained the single grappler throughout this entire time. If this is a pub, I'm like, I have a grappler. Why not use it? But you saw he was super high ground, and he's like, I have to get down. He uses the grappler to engage on someone else's builds. He lands. He's like, cool. All these guys are behind me. They're engaging. I'm just going to clean up. That's it.
Yeah,
Marky takes game 1.
Yeah, that's clean. I mean, the way he maintained high ground in that game, he just, even with the people rifting, like we've seen people trying to rift and contest him, but he just made it like, no, like I'm watching you, don't do it. And then even the players that did, he just asserted his dominance, just said, I'm just going to eliminate you.
Right.
So that's a threat, like from up above.
Yeah, we saw someone land right behind him.
Yeah,
in
right
the storm.
behind him, and just
he took him down. He's like, not today, friend, not today.
No.
So what do you think? What are you hoping to see out of, or rather, before we get into that, what have you noticed so far from EU that's different from NA? Now, granted, there's only one game.
Yeah.
We still have more games to, develop more and figure out information. But what have you seen just so far? Something, anything?
So I was really shocked by material count at the end, and that might just be a thing of, that just might be part of the big bonus playing into effect, where these players are going for those plays. They're going for that aggression where they typically wouldn't. So I would like to see, I guess, get warmed up with a few more games to really try to catch some patterns. And with this format, I think it's really going to shift up a lot of the way people play and what we typically see out of late games. And I mean, like we've seen at the end, that was an engaging ending. We had these two players fighting. We didn't have the labyrinth of stacks that we are used to at times, and I think that's something that we're going to see a pattern. We're going to see more of that, hopefully.
Yeah, especially with the current change of circle. Now we have to kind of move farther away. Now we also have the quad launcher, and we've seen the chiller added last week.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't see any of the quad launcher.
Yeah, so when it comes to the quad launcher, I played with it a little bit, and I'm actually super interested with it as an item because it kind of fills in that gap between RPG and C4. It's not insane. You can't like stack it and like get a free elimination. Basically, you have to use it in a way that makes it a bit more dynamic than both the rocket launcher and than C4 that we've seen before. That's why it's that like sort of combination that I want to see how people utilize it. I really want to see somebody pick it up and just be like, I'm going to try something trendy with this.
Yeah, there you go.
And see what I can make of it.
Look straight up and then fire volleys and then just wait for it. You're like, yeah, just build. No, keep building right there. 4 rockets on your head. There you go. Good luck, everybody else. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that'll play out. So, man, again, we've got 5 games on the way. And then 6 games coming out later from NA. It's going to be an incredible day. But with that, we're hopping into game number 2. The battle bus is launching. Now, what I'm curious to see is the bus pattern coming out from this game. We saw south to north. But now we're going north to south, which is good. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the current bus. Now, what's interesting is we kind of touched on it earlier. Wailing Woods, probably a current hotspot, right? Especially with the floating island nearby. You've got all the resources as far as wood goes. You've got the floating island to make rotations, free loot. You even have access to Shadowstone. So right now, this is a pretty good place to land if you're trying to especially make rotations.
Yeah. We'll see where people drop here, and it looks like there are people dropping on the south side of the map, which I think is important. 3 people dropping Tilted. That's pretty important to look out. We have seen some insane skirmishes come out of Tilted before, and I mean, northeast corner of the map, like last game, it's going to have, 6+ players, which is going to be insane. 2 people dropping on the island once again, and people making their way throughout the map trying to get solidified early game. I think one of the key moments in solos is when it comes to solos, you could take that early game engagement if it doesn't last too long and be put in a decent position. And Sops has no HP.
Sandel, though, chug. They're like, hey, come back.
What happened?
I'd like to fight. If you could please not get too far away, Sops. I think another interesting thing we're going to start seeing, Mitch, just like you talked about, we're warming up. It's only the first game of the day. Now we're in game number 2. Players, this big bonus. It's probably something in the back of their mind they're all thinking about. If I can get 7 eliminations, even just getting 8, that's an extra point and a $7,000 in my pocket. That's huge.
Yes.
The pain, though, he's in some pain. Looks like he has like 1 HP, just about.
Just got to get 1 shot on him. That's it.
There you go.
There it is.
He just angrily looks at him. Carnifex finds an elimination early on in the game. And he even has the half shields and the minis. Kinstar, though, here engaging Carnifex. An all-star goes down to Carnifex.
That's such a dangerous...
Woo.
That's such an unfortunate trade, and the reason why I say that is because I think Kinstar thought that fight lasted so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of them has to be. They both have to be nothing. You know what I mean? But that just turned out unfortunate. But Jacob, 9 HP on top of over here at Westworld, trying to make his way out of this fight. But going to get low ground by Faye, too.
Catches him with the angle there. Pretty good. Now he gets some extra loot. He gets a few extra mats. I mean, it's early game. They didn't really have enough time to get as many mats as they like. Now, what I like about this place specifically is all the mats available to you. And any moment you can kind of walk into these cots. You've got things like the little couch, the TV, the little, what are these things called? Cabinets. You've got like the bed, the chairs. This is all free wood that you can farm with 1 hit. So you basically walk into a house and you walk out with a bunch of free mats.
Yes, there ever a replay from Sandel. Cleans up what he started. Said, you're not getting away.
Said, no. This is my house. Nice try. Over to Blood near, though, the corrupted zones. Blood is a Fortnite. He's not a Lucky Llama myth. He's a Fortnite, though.
Sad.
Check out Paradise Palms. Currently a hot spot. You've got what looks like 4 players there. Porta Fortress used very early. That's pretty good, It's a nice little, this is now all mine. Please leave me alone. I'd like to engage you.
But Jamside's going to have to find a way, and Drafts they're both going to have to find a way to make something out of this early game quickly. They've taken this engagement, and they're both kind of still lurking for each other during what I would call the looting and farming phase of the game. So they both need to really quickly get back on track, and the fact that neither of them got that elimination was kind of unfortunate for the position that they put themselves in. And then here we got Carnifex sweeping up that elimination once again, and then taking out Kinstar. And then he actually picked up the shotgun that he just got.
Yep.
And then he got to do it.
He gets another. What? Wow.
That is huge.
Okay. All right. Let's. Okay. We started off the game really strongly with 3 eliminations. That means 1 point currently hitting the board for them. But still 76 players. I mean, big bonus is probably. They're like, hey, look, I'm only 4 away from big bonus. Let's get some more eliminations, guys.
Oh.
Ooh, Tyke though falls down. Now, Tyke's not in the worst position, right? He's got the minis, he's got 10 bandages, but looks like whoever this player is not going to give them the chance. It's Archangel.
Yeah, and I mean...
Uh-oh.
Archangel's in a position where he has high, but, I mean, if he doesn't heal soon, it could end up looking bad, and it might turn out to that. They're going to get into a little build fight with Arc taking the high on here, but I think... so he does...
Ooh. Wow! Archangel with the clean shotgun there. And now he's got all the extra loot. You know what's interesting? He actually turned that around. Yeah, he turned that whole situation around.
I tripped over my words in the middle of that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh!
Well, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
Archangel.
So Skosis and Zakabas are both in a wailing here, and I think they're accompanied by somebody else a little bit more northwest, but they're look like they're getting into this engagement in the new underground bunker.
Oh,
and if he has that rift, I mean, I'm
It's
not
time
playing
to
with those
use it.
nades. They're too hot.
Yeah.
I'm out. Nice knowing you, cousin.
It's a tight spot you don't want to be in. Zacchaeus, I think, played that pretty well. He backs up, just keeps building himself ramp, building cover over the grenades there.
And it looks like that rift actually isn't there. I'm unsure if it's on the other side or if it's on that side, but I think that is the area where it spawns, and I think another player might have actually gone away with it. So they're here to fight. Like, there is no backing out of this. This is a fight until one person or the other gets the elimination. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they work these corners. And ooh, look at that like this slither of the wall going out, using his knowledge on that, just skipping through there, and they're just going to be back and forth for a minute. And here's the thing: they both landed welling. One of these guys could have taken the opportunity to just leave,
right?
And that would have been extremely valuable to that player, because instead of leaving and taking advantage of how rich Welling Woods is in your resource economy, you're just taking this fight that's. I mean, we're looking at it. They're running in circles, essentially. And that's not what you want at this point in the game. The first circle is moving in. If both of you guys have to rotate in, you are going to be in shambles for this first circle. And you're going to get this elimination on the other player, but they're not going to have anything.
Yeah, take a look at the current mag count, even the ammo count, man. 17 slugs. On the other side, Twisted has 8 AR bullets, 5 left. He's used 3. He's got basically nothing, Myth. Zacchaeus hasn't fired a single shot. He's been super patient, methodical about this engagement.
Yeah, they're both playing it out really well, but they're not. Neither of these guys have thought about the long-term consequences of this fight yet. And this fight has been happening for. I mean, we came into the middle of the fight. This could have been happening for minutes. I don't know how long this fight's
been a while,
but they need to get out now, or somebody needs to end it and hop in there one by one and take this 50-50 trade and just do it.
I think I also... Oh, there's a med kit. Zacchaeus, you might just pick it up there just to deny it. No, Zacchaeus is confident. Yeah, he's like, I don't need it.
He's hyper-focused on this limb.
I appreciate both of their understanding of the space. You can tell they're both, like, how they're cutting corners, where specifically they're building. They're very comfortable here. Ghost, look, 9 slugs left. Zacchaeus is dropping. He's got 1 HP! He turns it around, man! He had 1 HP, basically no AR, 5 rounds, and he has a med kit. He claims the med kit on top of all of that.
That's a nice ending to that, I'd say. But so something that needs to be looked at in Veins with a very clean elimination there. Something that's gonna have to be looked at is those even though he won that, right? Even though he won that, and the circle's actually in Welling still, I think he could get a decent amount of mats back, but he's going to be moving shortly, and Sven is holding the high here on Lonely Lodge. And Veins is terrified, I could imagine. But we're going to see how they play out this situation. It seems like Sven is just going to hold his high, not really play it too risky, try to get the shots in when he can. And Veins is just trying to do his best. I don't think Veins even wants to be in the situation. As you can see, he's starting to try to find a path out, trying to see if he can make any effort toward confusing Svenas and getting him, getting Sven's eyes off of him.
Yeah,
I think that's big. That's a good play. And you see Sven disengages. But here we have the leaderboard. We have Carnifex with 5 eliminations.
Finds another one, Myth. Look, he is 2 away from activating big bonus. If he can find 2, he's right on the threshold. At 8. Big bonus is active.
And he's not even in late game now. Look at his HP as well. He's healthy. I'd be super interested to see what Carnifex loadout is right now, what his match are looking like with that much aggression. I would be so interested to see that. And here we have Lolito versus Hopsec, trying to get into this 1-by-1, trying to clear that elimination. These guys, they skirmish for a little bit, and he knows that he's in there. He's hiding.
Trying to close in. Now, here's the thing. Kupik does have the meds, so he can top off.
But look at this, Zeke. Somebody lurking around the corner. They want in the fight. They want to play.
It looks like it might actually be Yzma that's closing. It is.
Yes.
And, I mean, Yzma's poised here, right? They're just chilling. Not that far away, right? They're like, oh.
Yeah, Yzma's just waiting. He's just... Oh, actually, so Yzma... it seems like he's interested, but he's not interested. But yeah, I think he's making the right decision to just go away, go farm, make that rotation. This kill's not that important than staying alive at this point.
Exactly. If you take a look, the storm is coming in from that north side. Yzma's like, hey guys, you guys duke it out. I'm living for long game here.
I'll get the person that has to run through the circle and ends up with 5 HP on the other side.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a great point, Myth, is sometimes you just have to ask yourself, is this engagement worth it? They've been fighting here for longer than 30 seconds like you talked about. At that point, with the storm coming in, you have to ask yourself, is this worth it? Yeah. I'm going to have to use all my mats. Look, Lolito now has nothing. He can't make any additional builds. Ammo's looking low.
Yeah, and he got the Elim, but
was it worth it?
Probably not.
We'll have to catch up with him later on to see if he makes it out.
Yeah, and here we have Carnifex.
Carnifex.
Yeah, he's looking scary.
This is his 5th elimination, Myth. Let's take a look.
Oh, see, that's... you remember when we talked about grappler play?
Yep.
And using it when it's unexpected. Notices that his opponent's like building up and not really focusing on his position. Takes advantage, grapples, makes the most out of it in that type of situation. And Carnifex now is in a position where, oh my... Like, look at that circle. Look at his position and just relative to all the other players on the map. What does that say? Free rotations, plain and simple. Right. He's going to, if the circle shifts toward him, he's solid. If he has to move, there's so much free space for him to move into the next circle. And it's going to be interesting to see as it closes in here. It's about 5 seconds till it closes in. And this is going to be pretty big because this could determine a lot of very good... Yeah, and there it is. Look at, you could already see the route through those trees, through those houses, just east of Salty Springs and like the sniper tower. He has a clear path in, right? And here he goes. He just starts moving.
Utilizing the corrupted zone. Now, what's interesting is he eliminated that last player, and they actually dropped a Porta Fortress. He opts to leave it behind, which is very interesting. And I'm curious to see how that plays out for him. Let's take a look at this replay from Eric. Finds himself an elimination there. This is in Salty Springs. And look, so this is Slug. So Eric was engaged by his elimination, but gets taken down.
Slug's taking him out. 8 HP.
They've got the meds. He's going to be okay.
I think those are the hardest deaths to take, in my opinion. As a player, like, I'm just going to be completely honest. Those are the most difficult deaths to take. When you shoot somebody and they have 8 HP left, I'm like...
You're like, come
on, man. Why you got to do that? Could you just move to the left a little bit, let one more pull hit your body?
Yeah. Over to Amar and Nova. Amar is, he's a veteran of the Skirmish series, all in all. He's played, I believe, just about every week. And now he's sitting up on top of Nova. Down below, I mean, look, Nova's got a pretty okay loadout, you know. Missing all that HP, though. What are you laughing about, man?
I'm not laughing about anything.
Did you see the bush? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Listen, he could push and just hide in this one by one, and like maybe he'll confuse him, you know.
He like cracks the ceiling. He's like, wait, you're not. Where did you go? I didn't hear an edit, and then he just fires back up at him.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's thinking about it.
Nova,
you see him?
Use the bush. You have the bush. You brought it with you. He pulls it out again.
Oh god.
Okay, come on, Nova. Come on.
He's not accidentally hitting that button.
He pulled it out for a moment. He was going to do it. There it is.
Yes.
He's popping it. Nova, come on. Just commit to it. Just commit.
Pros don't fake. Pros don't fake.
There you go. Right here. No. He's like, I can't do it. I want to do this siege, but I can't.
Oh, that could have been huge.
He's got 29 HP. He's looking to do everything he can to survive right now, Myth. He's trying to disengage.
Looking grim.
Amar is like,
I'm
no,
telling
man.
you, dude, pop the bush.
You should have done it. If you had popped the bush, you might have been okay and lived to build another day, but...
that's what we all hope, huh?
Can you imagine?
Bush plays... I mean, Tempo ended up doing some insane bush play last skirmish, correct?
Yeah. Even 72 Hours did.
Yeah, bush play's coming through. And here we have Hex, not looking, the healthiest in terms of overall HP. Rocking double silent scar for the swag points.
Ooh.
If you just get 2 ARs, it's definitely, double the swag points.
There you go.
On that one, and he's built up.
You unload 30 rounds quietly, and then you swap and you unload another 30 rounds very quietly.
Of course.
The new meta.
Yeah, so he's built up fine. It looks like he's just trying to zone out Amar from coming into this circle, but he's just... It's not really. He's just gonna spray at it. Yeah.
Something I want to talk about. Check out his loadout. He's running double shotgun. This is something you and I kind of talked about a little bit coming into this. So obviously, double barrel's been super dominant.
Yeah.
Very strong, point blank. But here's the thing: if you miss both shots, running double shotguns, you can actually swap to that second shotgun, and then you can utilize that in those closer engagements. Now he is running the compact SMG as well.
Yeah.
So he's ready to go.
For sure. And I think this is a loadout that's been... I don't have an insane amount of experience with this loadout. And I think seeing it more often is something that interests me. Simply because I think it's something that's definitely super useful if you don't have anything to fill up that slot, correct? But if you have another medical item, if you have some sort of mobility utility item, I would, graciously take that over having another shotgun in some situations. Being able to last longer late game or make a push towards somebody and just, bop them real quick with that double barrel is something that could be extremely valuable. So I'm interested to hear and see how people actually use double shotgun, since I'm not completely in tune with how players use it or what they prefer it over or how they run it. But I'm open to the idea and interested to see how players use it.
Over to Ghost Camo. Now, check it out, Myth. He's got a Porta-Fortress. I mean, besides that, Matt's looking pretty good. Ammo count, though. 90 AR, pretty good. 27 SMG. That's about a clip.
Yeah.
It's going to be about one engagement here. We'll
Definitely. I think Camo is in the position to get a elimination, get a pick where he needs it, and to pull himself ahead here. Having that Porta-Fort could come in huge for him late game, where he doesn't necessarily need to play for the elimination either. He could just sort of remain quiet and then boom, be explosive during that really late phase of the game and change up the battle space entirely for everybody involved. And here we have Svenos actually sort of turtled up in his 1x1, trying to make his way, trying to get a pick, and off to Vanes. 2 eliminations. Vanes is really, really solid right now. And I like Vane's loadout. I like the amount of materials that he has, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how he utilizes those shockwaves and the launch pad. He has 3 mobility items, 3 utility items that could definitely push him forward in a very good way. And Carnifex
still alive. 5 eliminations.
And Zeke, did he even take damage? I don't think he has.
I don't think so. Look at him. He's sitting pretty.
Yeah, the same 15 stack of bandages. He didn't have minis, from my knowledge. Maybe he eliminated one more person. He's used a bit of mats from now. But he was at 5 prior. So no, he didn't eliminate anybody. So he got into the zone from the west side. Takes a little bit of spray damage from up above on that hill. But he's just going to try to make his way edge closer and closer toward that circle and maybe try to go for an elimination with this rocket launcher if it's possible, because he's put in a position where he might need it.
But look how far from the zone he is right now, man. He's got to think about these rotations and how he's going to do it. He's got people that are just finding these angles on him, slowly chipping away at his health.
Yeah, if you look, it's him.
Oh, it's Vanes. Well, that means Vanes picks up his 3rd elimination, takes down the Titan that is Carnifex.
Yeah, and it seems, I want to say that Vanes is looking to make a rotation for this next circle, but before, why play it early when you have something like a shockwave and you could go for these eliminations in this circle and you're going to have the rotation anyways. So I think that's something that we're seeing Vanes do here, and I think it's very, very smart, and it's going to pay off if he just plays it correctly, if he plays it out right. Getting sprayed from the back, though, is definitely an issue of concern. And we're going to see how he plays out the rest of this. Or maybe he'll just walk with these people and just try to stick with it. But if things get too risky, I wouldn't be surprised if we see just that impulse. Or that shockwave come to use.
He's just being super patient about it right now, right? He's not really building too much. We see just a few ramps there. He's really relying on other people's builds right now, which I think is smart and efficient. Scary thing is, though, man, everyone is moving all at the same time. They're all scrambling, so... The Vic, though, explodes freaky. Macau taking down someone. We're down at 32 players. If the Vic finds elimination with that cheeky trap, I'm going to lose. Oh, Amar is down, though, to Macau.
Vanes gets taken out, too. That's unfortunate. So, that's a situation where risk and reward, right? Because Veins was confident in the ability of taking those trades or getting and trying to get a few more of those eliminations. We see how aggressive he was on the people trying to push into the zone, and X getting taken out by Wiccassy. But it ended up playing out not in his favor because guess what? He could have just shockwave and ended up in the zone safe in a little 1-by-1, and he would have been fine. But that, unfortunately, is not what happened. And we actually...
Ooh. Chewed up, takes down Macau. Now, Macau had 5 eliminations. That's going to be 2 points heading his way. So many of these players keep getting close to this big bonus, man. That's... You got to think, once you probably hit like 3 or 4 eliminations, you're thinking, big bonus, I'm in range.
To speak about it, that's a thing, you know? With big bonus being something, kills across the board are going to be higher, which makes it even more difficult for these players that reach that 5, reach that 7 mark to get that +1. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like a piece of candy. You know, you see, you're in a candy shop and mama tells you can't touch anything, you know, you can't have a piece of candy.
Right.
It's in your sight. But literally everybody wants it, and they're just saying no. You can't have it because guess what? I want it.
Oh my gosh! Take a look though. Heisel utilizing that launch pad like you're talking about, just to make these rotations, man. You got to find yourself in the safe zone. Now Heisel's mats pretty okay. 400 brick.
That's scary.
It's a little. That's like enough to maintain this current circle, potentially move over.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows that he's playing for a pick. He can't just play safe right here. He's got to take advantage of this opportunity, and he does. Comes out big, picks up that third elimination, gets on the board, gets that point, and we'll see what he can make do with the new resources that he's just gained from that. It's going to be interesting to see how that affected his game overall.
That's right. We're nearing the end, Myth. 16 players remain. Vic is one of them. We got 3 eliminations.
It's go time, though. Circle's closing in.
RPGs, man. 10 of them. Blood up top. Takes down Saiba. We're down to 14. Oh, gosh. That's not the sound you're going to be hearing. Explodes. Just grenades bouncing all around you.
It's like, you know, have you ever been to, like, you know, like an arcade? Yep. And you get a little game where like the coin goes all the way down. That's what that is, late game with grenades. And it's scary because you don't know where it's going to end up. You're just like,
you just know it's bouncing. Yeah,
please,
it's going somewhere. Heisel though, look at him. All right, so
great high ground retake with that.
There was someone right in front of him. I think it was smart.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's just like, look, man, I don't want to fight just yet. I just need high ground. I need ultimate high ground.
Yeah, the situation, like the way Heisel just didn't even go for the shot. He just knows, he understands his priorities. And he's just making sure that he executes on them properly. And I think that's huge.
Ooh, Myth. I talked about it earlier.
Yes.
The quad launcher is currently in play. There you go, being able to fire several rockets. This thing is a monster. So if you guys don't know what the quad launcher is, it's basically a rocket launcher that can hold 4 rockets at once. So you basically can fire 4 before having to reload. Myth talked about it earlier. It's a mix between the RPG and C4. So it's like almost like a grenade launcher, rocket launcher hybrid.
Yeah. And it, like I said, it played like you've seen Kama use it here, where it seemed to be super effective at taking out brick and wood. It's just like it's clearing out the area, and it's nice to see in that position. And it could have actually led to him getting an elimination if somebody did drop down. And here we have Boyer.
Boyer doesn't stick the land. He's got 7 HP
to get into the zone.
How
he makes
is he still alive, Boyer? Camo finds an elimination on Blood. So Camo currently leading the pack with 4 eliminations. Myth, he could do it. He could potentially see a big bonus. He'd have to eliminate every single person, which is doable. It's a tall order. But look, man, Heisel maintaining ultimate high ground. And even take a look at the mats.
Super interesting note. Where did Heisel's AR go? Did he have an AR?
Maybe he dropped it. I don't think he had one.
Yeah, I'm interested in understand how his early game turned out. But as we see here, Boyer coming up big, taking out Camo. Heisel staying up above, playing the situation exactly how he needs to, just waiting them out, letting them fight down below, trying to create some chaos between these 2 players. But the zone is closing in closely. Gets in another elimination. And now it's just that 1v1. You're going to have to do whatever you can to get into the other players 1-by-1. Make sure you don't get trapped. He's going to play the zone a little bit. Goes for the pump shot.
He gets 1.
Gets it, and it's Boyer!
It's Boyer!
Yes!
No way!
Yes!
Boyer coming up. Okay,
in my mind, when I seen Boyer with what he had, like 100 shield, no HP, I was like, my man.
Listen, no AR.
The underdog story. Everybody wants one. Is he Lucky Llamas?
I will find out, and I will let you know. Let's take a look.
Listen, man.
Right now.
Boyer, please be a lucky llama. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want.
All right,
now.
Myth, break it down. What happened?
Okay, so
I'm going to look this up right now.
that was a game full of emotion, drama. It was excellent, and just to see how players played the situation out, how we seen people hold the high ground, beautifully, and just understand their priorities, and then Boyer being in a situation that isn't favorable and just using what he can. Like I said, when he was getting into the zone, he's clawing to get into that zone. He's barely made it in. And just seeing him come out on top there just puts a big smile on my face. And I love to see games like that where, I mean, he didn't even have the low ground. And
He didn't.
It just didn't matter. He still rocked it out like a rock star.
He did it because he's a dusty dog, Myth.
Oh.
He's very rambunctious and crazy.
Boyer!
Let's take a look at that
I still
final
love you.
moment. Dude, Boyer, way to clutch it up. That was just so much fun to watch. And, there was a lot of things happening all at the same time. There we even saw someone up top. They drop down, break the build, and find another elimination.
Oh, yeah.
That game was crazy. That was only the second game of the day
Yeah.
for Europe.
Yeah.
We have 4 more games like this, Myth. Are you ready? Are you prepared?
I don't know, dude. I feel like I've trained my entire Fortnite career for this moment. And I just want to make everybody happy. So, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Year in the making. Year and a half in the making.
There it is. Finally have him on the show. What do you guys at home think? Hit us with that Fall Skirmish hashtag. Let us know your thoughts. Talk about that crazy game. Boyer, man, that was a pretty impressive clutch. Also rep your favorite club. Talk about Myth, how he's helped you level up your gameplay. Now, Myth, any final thoughts? We're going to go to a little break, but any final thoughts before we do?
I'm just excited for more. Yeah, that match just made me love Fortnite all over again.
Yeah, man. And we still have yet to see a big bonus.
That's true.
We have 4 more games from Europe to see some big bonuses happen. Guys.
That's such a good point. You just got me stoked for the entire day. I'm ready. Like, my adrenaline just started pumping because, that's a good point. We haven't seen somebody reach that 7 and go for that 7.5K, go for that extra point, and I'm hyped to see it.
You know what? We're not going to go to break just yet. You know what? I actually want to see some of the highlights.
Yeah?
Let's do those because this has got me fired up too as well. I mean, so let's for example, someone like Carnifex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carnifex drops Salty Springs, lands, and finds 5 eliminations to start the game. Here was his
greasy.
Yeah, so he finds 1, finds Kinstar of all people, then follows up with 3 additional eliminations.
Yeah.
He was so close to big bonus.
Definitely.
So close.
If there was one person that we were predicting was going to make it that match, it was Carnifex.
It was Carnifex.
And he had, you remember we were talking about his position and how he basically had a free rotation, and he made it into the circle, not taking damage, and ended up getting stuck in that position where he was getting sprayed down by a few people, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Man. I think we're going to see some big bonuses happen. I think people are starting to warm up. They're like, all right, guys, look, we've had 2 games. We got 4 more to get this big bonus rolling. You know what else we've got for you? Current standings. Let's check out to see where players are coming out. Now, keep in mind, this is after game number 2. So Boyer right there leads the pack with 6 points. Right behind them is Merrick, Kingwin, Heisel, Carnifex coming in at 4th, and Wesh in number 5. No, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it's 4 games left to play. And I mean, taking a look at the standings, man, even if you find yourself with 1 point, that could be enough to put you as, upward of that top 15.
Yeah.
So top right now, only 27 competitors have 1 point. So if you find 2, you're definitely top 15.
Oh, yeah.
And that could play a factor going into these next few games. Every single point matters, especially if you activate a big bonus. That could change everything.
Most definitely. Big. Oh,
I'm pumped.
I'm so ready
thinking
for
about
the
it.
first,
I'm getting
for the
hyped.
first big bonus.
Now, all right. Now we'll take a break. We're gonna do it. I know it's only 5 minutes, Norm. We'll come back when we get back. We got more games heading your way. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to week number 4 of the Fall Skirmish. I'm Zeke. This is TSM Myth. How's it going?
Going good. I'm just making creepy faces at the camera, the people at home.
There you go. There you go. It's great to see you. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in and you're like, Zeke, what's going on? I got here late. I'm sorry. Don't worry. We got you covered. Let's talk through a few things. First off, let's talk about the format Big Bonus, where we're going to play 6 total games. We've already played 2. We've got 4 left. Victory L's worth 3 points. Placing second or third, you've got 2 points. And then placing between 4th and 10th, you'll find yourself with 1 point.
That's correct. And 7+ eliminations will also get you 3 points. 5 to 6 eliminations will get you 2 points. And 3 to 4 eliminations will get you 1 point. Then there's also the big bonus system, which is what we're most excited for. And that's basically any elimination after 7 eliminations will get you 1 point. And it will also get you $7,500 per elimination.
Oh my goodness. Now keep in mind, this is before even placing. So during these matches, you could find yourself with the big bonus payout, and then after all the 6 games, you place and you're like, oh man, I'm top X. I also received that as well. A lot of opportunities here.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a big bonus yet. Come real close. We've got 5. 5 has been the highest so far. Again, we got 4 more games to play. I'm hoping to see it. We have to see it. Someone's got to deliver on the big bonus. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
We're going to have a great
First 2 matches, you know, the players just took their 5-minute break. They're getting warmed up. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
3rd game, calling it.
3rd game, right now. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Here in game number 3, we're going to see the first big bonus of the day. Okay, that is TSM's Myth's prediction. Let's also take a look at the current standings coming out of those first 2 games. So Boyer finds himself a victory last game. So he's got 6 points, currently in first place. And don't forget, we've got 4 more games, man. These points, look how close it is. Just after the first 2 games.
I mean, just in top 3, we see, in top 4, we have all these players are fighting for 1 point away to get to the next level of placement. And I think that's big, and that's definitely going to motivate these players to try to get into these fights and force their way into that first position. You know, if you're second, you want to be second now, you definitely would play it up a little bit riskier in the early and try to fight for that position. So it's going to be interesting to see how players play it up in this upcoming game.
Absolutely. That big bonus has definitely made people a little more aggressive, which I think I really appreciate. Like, hey, more aggression. Big bonus. We want to see it happen. What about you guys at home? Do you want to see a big bonus? I don't know. You should let me know with that hashtag, Fall Skirmish. There it is. Also, rep your favorite club. Myth is a lucky llama. Are you a lucky llama? Let them know.
Better be. It better be.
We're all lucky llamas at heart. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. What do you think, man? We've got 2 games under our belt. We're gearing up for game number 3. Is there anything I asked you earlier?
Yeah. So
what have you learned so far?
So I don't think it's necessarily something that's an EU or anything. I think the big bonus definitely has impacted a lot of the play and has changed things up. But I mean, of course, we'll see when we see the NA games. But the late game circles, the final circle, has been so rich with just players fighting. And they go for the fight. And that's what it's been so far. And I really like to see that. And I want to see more of it. It's been really entertaining. Well,
let's see if we are delivered on this promise, Myth. Heading into game number 3, the battle bus is launching. Now, I would wager that people maybe don't know how good Wailing Woods is right now. So we talked about the first 2 games, man. Wailing Woods, right now, hot spot.
Definitely.
You've got all the mats coming out of Wailing Woods. You've got the loot spots and the floating island.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. People are playing for it, but they aren't prioritizing what needs to be prioritized. You need to get in, get your mats, get out.
Right.
And it's kind of difficult in this type of format as well, because what's happening as well as these players, they know that players are dropping in Wailing. They're going to this spot, this spot, and this spot. And they're getting what they need, enough to fight, and then they're going for it.
Yeah.
But with that, they waste so much time in doing so.
Yep.
So I would be interested to see if somebody actually lands at it, and that is basically that little house northeast of Wailing, and then make their way in and try to go for some third parties and try to just clear it and sweep it through. Just stay away from the dangerous territory and just see that. So that's the strategy that I hope I see this game, and hope that the players that have dropped Wailing have learned from that, because I think we could see a lot of players come out from that and be in a better situation. But here we are in Tilted Towers with Amar getting the green assault rifle and a tac shotgun straight off the bat.
5 bandages, not bad. Grabs a pump as well, and he's just making way through this office building, getting his resources, getting his feet wet, and ain't nothing better than a compact SMG to do that, let me tell you.
He's ready to go, man. He's ready to start engaging. He doesn't have the shields.
Yeah, but he
boogie
has
bombs, man.
Boogie bombs early game.
Bombs. Woo! Look how many players. Zacubus is here. Artix. We saw Dakakum over on the right there. There's a lot of people here. Flush Factory, surprisingly, also currently a hotspot. So is Pleasant Park, Greasy Grove, even Paradise Palms right now. Seeing some action, but
yeah, and I think some players have actually learned from last game as well, where we see in Wailing Woods there's only 2-3 people dropping in the actual woods section.
Right.
But overall, it seems like Tilted is a place of contention here, and there's going to be some good fights to happen there. And I can't wait to see how people play it out, along with some other positions on the map.
Finding the gold silenced AR right off the bat. Here you go. That's Zach was probably like, okay, sure, yeah. You want me to fight? I'll do it now. I'm good.
This was probably one of the. No, this is a fight in Tilted as well, and just pump shotgun gone.
There you go. Isaac live here as well. Can he take down Crabble? Catches them mid-air. Man, Haunted Hills is even seeing some action. Check that out.
Definitely, and here we have MZ with the new rocket launcher, the quad launcher. And I would like to see if he keeps it, if he decides to switch it out. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays with it for the rest of the game. But he's going to start finishing up looting the rest of that and farm it out, and then we'll move on to Flush Factory, where we have Mio and Svenos. And something that seems to be very interesting about Svenos that I've noticed these upcoming games, he's like, when we see him, he's not in the same spot. He's not landing in the same spots. It's a different spot almost every time, and I like that. I like that, having that flexibility of being able to play the stretch or play these landings, and having that sort of confidence is definitely a sign of a strong player. And it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out the rest of this tournament with that in mind. And here we have an overview of the map.
Oh, the shockwave grenade sending him skyward. That was a little unfortunate because then Mio was like, "Oh,
just took the shots.
I'm just gonna line this up. You're going in a straight line."
Sven might be in a bit of a risky situation. Those clingers are not fun to be around. But here's the thing: Sven's got something in his pocket, and you know what it is, Zeke?
What is it?
Double barrel. Oh. Yeah. So he's like, "Hey, listen,
come down.
Yeah, come on. Like, push me. Let it do it." That's all he's waiting for. He's just waiting for him to make the...
Sees him. One.
Look at his HP.
Reload.
Gone. Forces him to use the medkit. He knows what he's got to do. Apply a little bit of pressure.
Now, this could be huge for Svenos. I mean, you
yeah.
saw he has 3 weapons, and that's it. If he takes down Mio, he'd get a medkit, he'd get Splodes, a little bit of ammo, and mats. This could be huge for him, man.
But now it gets into that risky territory. See, Sven... probably trying to use the double barrel in this situation. It's going to be difficult against that tack. And actually he has both. So he's actually, you see Svenos actually wield his pump shotgun in a situation where he knows there's going to be a little bit more distance between him and his opponent, because he knows that effective range isn't as good as the double barrel's effective range isn't as good at that range.
And there you go. Tyovsky pushing in, and you saw he landed on the roof, and they tried to put a pyramid on top of him. He's like, "Nah, man, you can't put a pyramid on me. I'm just gonna phase through it."
Definitely.
Gotcha. Nice.
Rift to go.
Hello? He doesn't take it. Oh,
is there another player?
He thinks there's another player. Now there's on the map. You can see.
Yeah.
Not too far away, but I think he maybe thought in that one moment there's someone close by, so he was like, "Okay, I'll come back."
I'm gonna need my man to go pick that back up, or else I'm gonna have issues with everything that I know.
Yeah, with everything that you know. Wow. Artix, though, you see he was ready for the grappler play, puts the floor down, but Tom was like, well, all right, I also have rockets. If you could join me down here on this even playing field.
Yeah, right. Listen, man. Listen,
Artix.
Listen, we got a myth damage counter. Can we put it up on the stream? That's twice, at least. I like to see that.
A myth damage counter. I will consult, and we'll see what we can do.
We'll get production on that.
Yeah. Zypanda with Dusty Dog over in Retail Row. He's also got a double barrel. He's even so stacked, Myth, he has 2 extra half shields.
Yeah, this is looking good. The only thing that I think is a bit scary is these 2 other people here. If he just needs to take his time, just farm it out and get that mat count up, and then just dip. He doesn't really need to fight this
or fight anything if he doesn't want to, but he's definitely in a position where if he wants to, like, he could scrap. And he just picked up 3 minis. Like, he's shielded out of his mind.
He's like, Light, would you like to engage?
Yeah, so taking an engagement at this moment for him doesn't really cost him anything but a little bit of shield. And why not? He probably knows he has the mat advantage over all these people, and it's going to be super interesting to see how he plays with these 2 other people in the space. But it looks like he's not really worried. Just going to play out.
Just chilling.
Just dip.
Yeah. I think that's
smart.
interesting because he has, like you're talking about, he had the shield, so at any moment he could box anyone and he can out-trade them because he's like, yeah, I'll lose all my shield in this trade, and I can still top back off twice.
But yeah, with the circle already moving, they all these players know that, hey, like even the guy that took the hunting rifle shot at him was like, no, we just gotta play towards circle, get in. Worry about y'all later.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all later.
I'll shoot once. If I pick up the ELM, awesome. If not, okay. We'll catch up in a little bit. Don't worry about it. See you then.
And with this circle, there's a lot of movement on the south side, the east side, and we have this lone warrior junction, and his only points of like contention are is the guy Haunted Hills, and also the person that's on the mansion Haunted Hills. So it's going to be really cool to see how the game plays out for whoever that is in Junction, just farming it away, getting max metal, knows he has the circle, he's safe. And it's going to be war for anybody else, and Rennick picks up a nice little elimination here as well.
Heavy shotgun for his trouble. Now, taking a look at the minimap, I was about to say, over at Dusty Divot, we've got things happening. Things are unfolding.
Zeke, remember what I said about Dusty Divot?
Remind me.
Don't be in there when the first circle comes. Like, straight up. Like, Gotta go. It's go time. Leave. And here's, like, there's 2 ways to play it out. Like, yeah, there's a lot of farm there. It's high risk, super high reward. There's only going to be a few people that might come out of all this madness if things go down, if people do decide to fight. But this isn't as crazy as last game, for example. You know, we had 10 people minimum. And here we have an actual replay from Friedel in the storm.
Up top, wow, they had like 1 HP. That was a last-ditch effort.
Yeah.
That was a loot transfer.
Definitely.
So we get the new safe zone. It's up by Junction, just encompassing Pleasant Park. So all these guys in Divot, like you're saying, man, they got to start bailing. They got to make these rotations now. They've got about a minute before this safe zone starts to come in.
Novash getting a clean elimination, actually, pushing into that 1-by-1 like a champ.
Look at that. He's another half shield. He's got the slurp juice.
Oh, man.
He's good to go.
Oh, man. Taboo just sitting here with his Rift to go, his launch pad looking just, he's so ready for late game. That he's seen that the elimination go down, Snobby, and he was like, nah, fam, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm just
going to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Taking a look at the current scoreboard, look how many players have 2 eliminations. Don't forget, at 3, we see that first threshold. That'd be 1 point on the board for all these players. We even see the Vic currently down. Cooler, Rennick still alive. Or I'm sorry, they're taking a look at, you can see like the green health bars. If it's empty, they're dead. So Svenos, he's going to heal up. He's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But he was hurting there for a little while. Actually, well, last we left him, he was at Flush Factory. He was engaged, so he actually made it out of that entire situation.
And he just died.
No! Caster cursed, it's a thing. Well, back over to Harmy. Lay, though, taking some shots.
Things are getting crazy, Divot, but they're making their way out. They know what they got to do. They know it's rotate time. But Harmy knows he has this man at, like, you know, he knows he has him at white, so he's just trying to get him. Oh, no.
He tried for it. It was close. Yep. And there you go. He secures it. Now, what's interesting is Lay actually popped the slurp juice. So, unfortunately, that's no longer. Yeah, it's not on the table. He was slowly healing, but Harmy applying that pressure, man. Locks it up.
Yeah, and Harmy, I think, will be the last person to get into the circle, to be honest, from that side of the map. So it's going to be cool to see what he could do to make his way into this. Listen, man, having to push across Loot Lake, like me as a player, when I have to make a rotation like that, I'm just like, yo, can we make this thing purple again real quick? Like, flick the switch, please? Please. But here we have Loya in just a position on the side of a hill, spraying down at some enemies, and Vane's holding the north side circle. And here we go. I think this is Carmo, right?
Yeah.
And he, I'm pretty sure, was the person that was hanging out in
in the northwest corner of the map, chilling, farming with metal. And look at his mats, first of all. Yes,
good.
it was him. If you were...
He's good to go.
If we were second-guessing it anymore, he just has to get out of this situation. And he needs to hit these grapplers right now to get out of this. And he does. That was good. That costed him a bit more. He was in a really good position to make late game happen, but I don't know. Like, with that amount of mats, I don't know if anything could make up for that amount of HP at this point. Yeah. And he has no more mobility. All he has are his mats, weapons, and whatever ammo he was able to scrounge upon early game. But he does. Did you just see that rift on Motel?
There's a rift
that
right there.
That might be his savior.
It might, but Tenny is there as well, so I have to keep an eye out for that. But Archangel here engaged with Sops. Archangel's trying to get the high ground right now. Look at his mats. He's just trying to outbuild this player. The RPG, Sops is bailing out. Oh, gosh. There's that myth damage. Can we get that myth damage counter? That's at 3 right now.
You only count it if they die.
No,
it doesn't.
That number would be so insane.
Yeah. You only count them if they die, because I die when I take fall damage. It's all or nothing here. You know what I'm saying?
It's all or nothing.
This ain't myth damage. Ain't some sort of side game that you could play on the weekends. Nah, you got to commit to that life. And we just look to the right of Arc, and there's
so many people.
Things are happening all above Loya, and she's just holding the high ground, just chilling, big chilling. And this is going to be tough for these guys, because there's a few decisions they can make. They could play on top of that mountain. They could decide not to play on top of that mountain, the one that's a bit north of them, or they could move into the zone now and try to make something of it. But they're all just waiting it out. They're all just everyone's at a home.
Yeah, they're all. I mean, Archangel here is obviously not. Wait, we talked about it. Camo comes on the corner. Look, he's trying.
Why are you trying to swim in a pool with no water, dog?
Diddy secures the elimination, and look, he's just gatekeeping that rift. He sees Vayne close by, and he's just chilling, man.
Yeah, yo, Tinny, the amount of nah, that's scary. That's just scary.
Yep.
Plain and simple. That's frightening, and I don't want to be around Timmy at all this game if I was playing. Because here's the thing. Here's what Timmy's gonna do, and good elimination by Novash, putting him on the board. Timmy, he's just gonna big chill on that mountain. Oh my God! Spike trap. He goes right through it. No one getting taken out.
Evil One.
That was insane.
Yeah, Evil One said, I would like this elimination now,
Yeah, and he said, spike trap? What? Nah. Right through it.
Right through it. Look, back to Archangel. We saw him engage with Sops. So keep in mind, Sops was down below him this entire time. And now they're just finally engaging.
Give him that last RPG.
Did he clip him?
Nah, he put a wall.
Man, that quick reaction time. All right, Sops, okay. Oh, he mini right in front of him?
Oh, he's 4 HP. Listen, Arc's regretting everything that he's ever decided to do in these last few minutes.
The storm is also at his back. He's got to go. If
I love these fights. Mid damage? Hello, why didn't you work?
Sops, he has 4 HP. You're on whites. Come on. I believe in you. Inside
hey, I'm a laugh if they both died of storm death.
Oh, someone else! It's chewed up, finds the elimination with a rifle.
That's something you got to worry about. People that are already in the circle that might just go for your kill.
Yeah, they're like, you guys are fighting?
Okay.
All right, I'd like to clean this up, please. Third party engaged. Now he's just trying to fight his way into the circle. Let's check out the scoreboard. We've got 3 players with 3 eliminations. Zypando looking pretty, he's a little beaten. He's a little bruised.
Got about 105 HP.
It's looking rough, but it's okay.
Yeah, he's close to circle. I mean, he's in a position where he doesn't really have to worry about the rotation, only being 10 meters away. That's not an insanely far distance to move. So he's basically safe by now, and we're gonna see how this next game turns out. And I want to take a look at the map, because there are 3. The map is basically cut up into 3 points at this moment. It's become something that I think is definitely worth talking about, where these players are split between the Big Hill. There's 3 areas people are going to play the Big Hill. They're going to be playing the northwest side, that like hill of Loot Lake, and they're also going to be playing Pleasant Park. Those are all safe areas. Nobody wants to be in that low area, that low ground between these hills that exist. And so you're going to see people play toward that hill and just try to get there. But what's going to be interesting the most, I think, is who decides to play low ground. How did they play low ground?
Oh, the chiller. He had the chiller to almost send him into the storm. He would have slid right down that ramp. Exactubus is low. It's going to be enough. That is Evil One's 4th elimination. Dude, one more, he's at 2 points. But this, man, this is a great point. Check out the new safe zone. It is over by the hills, like you talked about, moving away from Pleasant. So now a lot of these players, they have to make this decision. Are we running all the way out in the open to the hill? Look, I mean, even looking at the map, Solary MZ, he's looking out toward Pleasant. He's like, no, there's people there. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, do we want to play on this hill that everyone is going to be playing on? Or do we want to just stay low? It's such a difficult decision to make, and it all comes down to what you have. You could, and the next circle after this is going to be huge as well. And we'll see. I could predict Evelone might not go for the high ground. He might just play the edge, play the low side of the hill, and just keep it nice and easy for him and save his grapplers until this next circle. Because if the zone shifts north, everybody on this hill is at a huge advantage. If it shifts south, everybody on this hill is going to have to play off of the hill. So you're in a situation where victorious and healthy at the end of it all. And Loya dropping somebody, getting herself on the map with 3 eliminations. Well done.
Now she's just got to make this safe rotation. Hopefully you can see she's hugging the shield wall here. And this is smart, man. You just roll up. People have their own build set up. You just build a 1x1. Just maintain mats. Oh, 200 metal. That's it. Okay.
2 people pressuring her from 2 different angles. Not looking good.
Ooh, the RPG there.
Something could come out of it.
Stop. Calm down.
Play.
Yeah.
And here we have the circle shifting, so it's actually a 50 situation. It's good for both parties. It's good for the people on the hill. It's good for the people that are not on the hill. And Zypan gets sprayed down to nothingness. He's gonna have to get back there, but Jiren wants him.
No, is he? No. So I don't even know if he realizes he's down below because he's just chilling up top. He's just taking his time. Now, keep in mind, he has no eliminations, Smith.
He has no eliminations and no ammo for his AR. He's good on mini and stuff like that, but he also has no mats. So we're gonna have to see some creative play out of him. But listen here, here's Tiny, you know, on top of the world basically, with his mat count, with what he has at his disposal, and
900 rounds.
Yeah, and as you said, you know, he took that opportunity when he had that rift and just went for the high ground, and it's paying off. He's definitely safe in his position, and he has basically a free rotation to this next zone, and he can just play for high if he wants it with his grappler. So that's huge.
We got 20 players left in the lobby. Not too far away from the last few circles in the game. Where does Zypan? Zypan has 4 eliminations. He's the closest right now to the big bonus.
He's the closest, but he's also the furthest away.
He's got a long way to go. Now
with that HP, man.
Yeah, it's not looking great. He gets chipped. It's okay. It was just a shield.
Just a scratch.
It's just a scratch. All right, he's got to hug this wall. He does not pick up that.
Oh, no, that's it. Yeah.
Storm ticks for a lot this late in the game.
It's calc.
It's okay. It's all good. Okay, Zypan, no problem. Don't worry, we got it. But that means taking a look at the current scoreboard, a lot less players, down to 15. Okay.
I'm actually kind of shocked by the numbers of eliminations we have this game. With the people alive currently, the maximum amount of eliminations we have is 3. So nobody that's alive really is anywhere near that amount of elims. And we have Marky up top, just letting people have it, basically.
Yeah. Now, don't forget, Marky's also coming in second right now with 5 points on the board. So he's trying to do anything he can to make more points happen.
Definitely. Listen, I wanna see him just like, you know, get on a staircase, ice trap.
Oh, can you imagine?
He has to get down here. This is so dangerous for both of these players.
This isn't worth it. You got to bail. Oh, it's not going to be enough. Nope. He waited a little too long. The slight hesitation there.
I thought it was fall damage. I was about to get excited. But not Storm.
Just Storm. 9 players left. We've gone down 6 players, Smith. This number is just continually dwindling here. Rojo of the Bush Bandits. He also has 4 eliminations. It's possible for him to act a big bonus. He'd have to eliminate 3 more. Okay, this is looking a little less likely.
Yeah, and I want to point something out where those players that didn't have to play off the hill were definitely, you know, able to make that rotation with a lot more ease.
Yeah.
They didn't have to worry about the 20 people above them or below them, right? The people that were just on the low ground, decided to make that play, are coming up big for it. And here we have Tiny, even though he was on high ground, but look at this. He's holding high ground with 650 mats.
Still
late
looking
game.
pretty.
Yeah, that's good, but that's not great.
Yeah.
Especially when people have RPGs. We could look at some of these people low ground and High Soul coming in big. Tiny taking the the fight.
Finds it on Heisel. And now look, he's got a Porta Fortress if he so desires.
Yes.
RPGs, a minigun. Take a look at Veins, who's super low down in the ditch there. Tyovsky versus someone else. It's going down mid 5. Players left. He's got 29 HP. There you go.
And I'm pretty sure, actually, Tiny, compared to everybody else's mat counts, he actually is really healthy. And he, getting contested from 2 people, actually uses the Porta Fort.
He's like, that's enough. That is enough. We are resetting everything.
Yeah, but here's
my
the thing.
fortress.
The circle's moving. That
Oh
Porta
no.
Fort
Tyovsky's down.
out of the sky.
Diddy is still up top.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. He's got the campfire. Okay, we're gonna. Oh, he's got to be super careful.
Way.
Not careful. Okay.
That could have been insanely dangerous if anybody were to look up, but he does it safely. He plays that out and gets from it. And you see, so the person at the lowest has full HP. He could play for the heal off. He could just decide to just wait it out, let the storm tick him out, and just try to get some shots off on him when he can. This next storm rotation, I think we might see another elimination, with that being the case with the amount of HP that both of these players have.
Yeah.
With the amount of mats that we did see him have, some of them are sub 200 mats, and here we see it. Veins. 5 eliminations, making his way, has actually 1,000 wood. Don't know where he got that from.
He's good to go,
Got it from
dude.
somewhere, though. And
Look, he's got 5 eliminations,
he just has
man.
to make it.
He's got 5. If he can pick up these 2, that'll put him at that final threshold 7. It won't give him the big bonus, but man, it puts him the closest so far.
Definitely. And I would, at this point, I would just try to that bounce.
Okay. I don't like that. He blew up his own build. Oh, and Titty
Tiny.
takes full advantage of it. Wait, right?
Yeah.
Does he not hear him? He's medkitting.
No, he does. He got the medkit off.
This is not looking good for Tinny. He's got quite the hill to climb.
Oh, but
a
Tinny.
huge hit! Tinny lasers him down! Unbelievable.
That was played by Tinny insanely well. Getting the elimination mid-game there through that rotation. And then just holding high ground, knowing what he needs to prioritize, like I said, and just keeping it, and then finishing it off beautifully. He played textbook.
Textbook, 100%.
Legit.
And
Textbook.
He just maintained high ground the entire time. He played very efficiently, very methodically. He didn't take any engagements. He didn't have to.
Yeah, think about it. He could have been extremely swayed by this big bonus and been like, yo, I got the mats, I have the ammo, I have everything. But he said, yo, let me recollect. Wait a minute. Let me just play for the W. I know all these players are below me. They're going to be going through the little eliminations, and they're going to get ticks off one another. So I'm going to just be big king up top and just let it rain. And that's what he did.
That was good, especially saving the Porta Fortress.
Oh yeah,
you talked about it, man. You have to try to find the most opportune moment, and he finds it. He gets pinched by 2 players.
Yeah, it's just like we talked about. Maybe that wasn't when he wanted to use it, but guess what? It was when it mattered, and it came. It was huge for him.
Right.
He was able to rotate to the circle off of it. The pressure was completely off of him once he hit it. Those 2 players were like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, so it was beautiful.
Yeah, man.
That's
That's match number 3 under our belts. Let's take a look at some of the highlights coming into that. This set a really nice tempo coming after the break. People are warmed up, and you can tell, man, that
You're Solar. He's used the rocket launcher like it was an AR, bro. That's mean.
Oh, wow. It fights 2 eliminations back-to-back. But, yeah, man, that was super clean coming out of Tinny. Maintained the whole time, and I think you touch on it. He had so much going for him. He had 1,000 mats in each department.
He had like 3K.
He had, at one point, he had like 900 small rounds.
Here, look, he had 900 brick, just eliminating what got him the max medal. But
right.
Yeah, same, like you were saying. just had everything.
He had everything. Look at this. And I think you could tell here, he wasn't panicked. He was so focused, so lasered in on what he had to do. The other player didn't have any idea where they was. They got shot. They run around a wall. There's no cover to their left. And they try to go back around that same wall. And he's like, yo, dude.
It seemed like the other player prioritized the just waiting it out, right? And at that moment, when your opponent's that close to you and you see an opportunity, and especially you just medicated late game, you know what I mean? That's huge. So if you have the full HP, right, you should go for that pick in that situation instead of just getting pressured by your opponent. And it looked like there was a bit of confusion on his end, but he unfortunately got eliminated by Tinny. And you seen Tinny, he was laser focused on just, it's time to fight.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no heal off.
He was so confident he even let that player med kit up.
Yeah.
He's heard him med kitting, and you saw him delay. He was like, he's behind this wall. Go ahead. All right. Now you don't know where I am. I could be anywhere because I just eliminated someone else. That's huge. Coming up there for Tinny, so that means he gets 3 points coming out of the Victory Royale, 2 points because he didn't meet that 5 threshold, so 5 points will be hitting the board for him. That's going to be pretty game-changing. We saw, I believe, Boyer was coming out in first with just the 6 points after the Victory Royale coming out of the second game, so he's probably tied for second or third. We'll have to see once we have match standings. But what do you think so far, dude? I mean, I'm always impressed by EU, honestly.
It's been a lot of fun to see how their matches have developed. Like I should have probably watched a little bit of what like regular EU matches are before coming out here, because I truthfully think like the big bonus is changing up a lot. I watched a little bit of EU, and they would have the staggered late games at times. You know what I mean? And the big bonus is that's not happening.
Right.
There are 2-3 people in these final circles, and we've seen that consistently along these past 3 games. And with that, people are playing it up differently than they typically would. And I think that it's definitely exciting. It's a lot more engaging seeing that person just go for that elimination at the end and get that victory royale, you know, like that traditional way. Just give me your head, you know, just doing it like that. And that's what I like to see. So it's happening, and I'm happy it's happening.
That's right. Could be happy. We still haven't seen a big bonus yet, but hopefully with the 3 games left, we will. Let's take a look at the current standings coming out of that last game. So we just talked about it. Tinny coming up big, dropping 5 points in a single game. So he went from 0 to 5, putting him in third. Now Boyer still maintains first place with those 6 points. Marky's still in second with that 5. But again, man, look how close these numbers are currently. There's only single-point differences. Now, there is a gap between Carnifex and Heisel, right? So, a little more.
Boyer has to be looking at these standings right now, just being like, yo.
He's like, okay, we've got 3 games left.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you know, Tinny has an awesome game. He's not that far behind.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried now. Now, again, you still haven't seen a big bonus, dude. If we get one big bonus, that's going to shake up everything. Because you got to think about it. Let's say it's even just an 8 elimination game. That's going to be 7 points that hit the board all at once. Because it's 3 from victory out, 3 from elimination bonus, and that extra point on top of the 7K. Obviously, let's not forget about that. That could be huge. But man, 3 games left to go. We've seen a lot of impressive stuff happen. I'm pretty excited going into these next few games. I think also something I'm interested in is to see, you got to assume NA is probably watching these games and kind of saying like, all right, how aggressive are they being? How much is that paying off? Maybe they'll learn some things. Maybe they'll adapt. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Nah, I mean, I've watched the games beforehand. You know, I watched a few EU games beforehand, and I've been like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
No one's dropping here. No one's dropping. Some people are dropping here. People are doing this, that. They're taking too long to do this. So we will. I think we definitely will see NA sort of take some things that they've learned from EU's matches and try to adapt them into their own play. I mean, it only makes sense. So it's going to be interesting to see what they adapt, though. Will it be some of the early engagements? Will it be the way that they're playing mid-game? Because I think the one thing to take away from a lot of this is the critical mistakes that are being made in these early games. But hopefully they're not made into match 4.
Because here we go. Battle Bus is launching. Don't forget, for you guys at home, use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know how you're enjoying all the action. And let us know how Myth has helped you level up your game. But, yeah, man, it's been super fun. We're hopping in now. So I've kind of been obviously casting these games for a little while now, and so seeing just this big bonus and how it's changed things up, I'm very interested like you're saying, to see how NA is going to adapt, because I've already seen a difference in play coming out of that mid game. Oftentimes, typically, you see like mid game happens and there's like 70 people still left in the lobby. That's not happening right now. You have downwards of 30 players remain, and that just continues to dwindle as we get. We haven't even seen. We've only seen one final circle, I believe, in one of the 3 games so far, where it actually almost completely closed. Yeah. But before that, it's been second to last circle, I think, third to last circle. It's been pretty good. But now we're at Risky Reels.
Yeah, it's a good thing to point out. It's definitely something to note out. And somebody actually landed in the edit house, top right. Remember?
This is something you talked about.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how that player sort of makes their way through Welling and how they play through it all and how they end up, approaching their mid game. But overall, it looks like a pretty even split around the map. Nothing too crazy or too insane. You got your 5 to 6 people that are tilted as usual. But we have Rody over here with Yoshi and taking some shots from afar, getting the HP off. He knows already that he has the advantage on this player. He has his shield. Although Yoshi just found the shield, he might be able to turn around this situation and kind of play with Rody's expectations. It's going to be super interesting to see how Rody plays out that entire situation overall, though. And now we're back at Tilted. Tilted's always a little fun spot, man.
Right.
It's always a little bit of early action. It's nice to have right off the bat of a game. And here Rizar and Kinstar are just, hey, look at that, they rhyme.
Rizar, Kinstar.
Yeah, they're both playing in the L's, trying to make their way around, farm what they can. And man, listen, I don't like Tilted. I'll be completely honest.
Really?
This place is too scary. For some comp games, have you seen some stuff that's happened down here, bro?
Yes.
Listen, like
it's rough out there.
It's rough because 3 people will be on top of you fighting, and you're just like, I'm chilling. Man, you guys a replay of Rody versus Yoshi, and Rody makes it happen. Plays its high ground on top of that little shack and just owns it. This is Crabble.
Toma goes down over Lazy Lynx. There you go.
Elimination. Quick, clean, didn't affect his early mid-game whatsoever. If anything, gained because he gets a med kit for free. That's what you want to see, and you definitely don't want to see you running away from your point of interest at 18 HP and 50 shield.
Yeah.
Because that's scary.
Yeah, what happened? Delicard is low.
What happened?
Evil One is still, in the soccer field. Where'd you go?
He's like, I own this place, buddy.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'll catch up with you in a little bit.
Yeah,
Sorry, though. Catching up to Rody that was here in Risky Reels. We saw him pick up an elimination.
This, in my opinion, is dangerous for Zari. It doesn't seem like he's actually gotten any shots off of Rody and doesn't actually understand the amount of HP that Rody has. So going into this fight, he just got a shot off on Rody. But guess what, bud? Rody has shield, and if you don't get that information before you take, I'm sorry, Rody. My bad. Oh, yeah. If you don't have that information before you go into engagement, if you don't tap somebody and hey, he's blue. This isn't the right push because I'm not blue.
Right.
You should always assume everyone has 50 shield and go and try to get that information beforehand and then play the engagement. So, unfortunately, that happened. And Avalon taking a really good engagement off, holding the high ground on top of the soccer field. Really well played by him. And here we have Rizar and a Portafort and Tilted Towers.
Everyone's still chilling, dude.
He made a new tower in Tilted Towers, actually. Portafort Towers. And Kinstar just pistol and the new quad launcher. That's what he's got working for him. And to be honest, man, I want to see that quad launcher go to work right now.
I feel like that's the play, right? I mean, you can tell the disparity across everyone, so no one's moved. I mean, Kinstar literally has a pistol, a quad launcher, and a shotgun, but he's so scared to move out in the open. And it feels like no one else is making moves, no one's taking shots, because everyone else is also scared. They don't have information.
Yeah.
Even Rizar, he's still up top. He hasn't moved. He's just sitting, like you're saying, in the Porta Tower.
This isn't I wouldn't say this is a very favorable type of play out of Tilted Towers where you have so many people just not doing anything. I mean, most of them already farmed out their buildings and are just kind of just waiting for something to happen, waiting for that pick. And the only person you really see moving around making moves is who we just had on screen, Nova. So he's just going around buildings, he's farming, he's looting what hasn't been looted, and he's making the most out of the situation. And is he the only one with max HP and Tilted?
Looks like it currently. But over to Yzma, who finds an elimination. Looks like is about to try and get third party here. That's not what you want to hear. Clingers.
Beep, 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 beep.
Trying to just disengage.
Yeah.
Someone right on his heels. Back over to Snobby Show where no Vash. Looking to clean this up. There you go. TFUE goes down. So, I mean, he's got the slurp juice.
Yeah, he's in this forever. He's just trying to distance himself away from this guy before. And I like that he didn't just insta-pop the slurp. He waited until, you know, maybe he wants to wait till he gets shot. Make it as, you know, as effective of a slurp as he can. But I don't know if going for some, you know, farm rate there is the right decision. He should be playing for the high like he's decided to now once he's taken damage. But
at that point, it's too late.
At that point, it's too late. He knows you're white. He knows that he could just apply pressure to you and maintain the high and have everything over you. But if he would have maintained high before Hupek maintained high, then we would have had a different outcome or maybe a different conversation out of this. And actually, Yzma might be able to play it out here phenomenally, but Hupek playing the stink bomb is going to put him in a situation where he puts this sort of negative pressure onto Yzma that Yzma doesn't want, but Yzma takes high ground beautifully. What a wonderful turnaround of events for Yzma, actually.
Hupek's doing everything he can, but Yzma's like, nope, I'm going to be maintaining high ground.
And it looks like Hupek is at a point right now where he just doesn't want this. Although Hupek is, I'm pretty sure he's almost certain that Yzma doesn't have any shield. I think he's still in the fight. He just wants to play it a little bit slower, maybe play that low ground. And there it is. He knows his double barrel is out. Now is the time for aggression out of Hupek. Shoot something. Do anything. Don't let him reload. We see it come out of him, but it's too late. Yzma getting the kill. Phenomenal play by Yzma, knowing when to apply the pressure, knowing when to push out. His opponent gave him too much time, and guess what? Yzma said, you give me too much time, not enough time for you, buddy. It's mine. Gets the elimination.
There you go, man. Yzma turning that entire situation around.
That was beautiful.
Well played. You love to see it. Checking out the current scoreboard. Look who's still alive in King Fly. Tinny all the way at the top there. The winner from last game. But, man, Yzma, way to play that out.
That was
I think you touched on it, man. He just gave so much time.
Yeah, that timing, that was time. Like, Yzma was set in a bad situation, and he waited till his opponent made these micro mistakes that costed him so heavily. And now Yzma just needs to get away from Nems, and he'll have a solid mid game till late game. Because I'm pretty sure this northeast side of the map, this north side of the map is pretty uncontested, and it does look like that right now.
Man, that was sick. Now we have 50 players left over at Dusty Divot. I mean, look, man, this has been, over the last few games, people have just been landing here like crazy. This is a hot zone for sure. Wedge trying to track down someone down below. Looks like it's Jam side. Now he's got the mat, so he's probably looking to try and maintain high ground. But not today. Jam side used that Porta Fortress. Now they have to fight for high ground. Wedge, though, okay, Wedge claims it. Jam side's like, all right, you can have high ground. I'm going to disengage.
Dangerous thing. People know. People are looking. They might not be looking because they have somebody else they're dealing with, but they are fully aware that there are two people fighting in Diva right now. And now is the time where this engagement's gotten to the point where you need to ask yourself, should I keep swinging my pickaxe at this pyramid, or should I get out of here? With the zone not being near Divot, with it being a longer rotation, somebody needs to open their eyes and say, hey, we're tunneling on this fight. I need to go.
Yep.
But here's the thing that's kind of interests me the most is that this other player in Divot's kind of like looking at him and he's like, yeah, I might want some of this. He's kind of playing on the side of just farming his trees, just kind of playing it out, waiting. But these guys have a bit of a run. They have a bit of a jog ahead of them, and I think Jam side looks like he's just like kind of fed up with it, and they're no longer playing it.
This is coming out. He gets cracked, man. 11 HP. He turns it around on Hex.
Beautiful.
But over back at Tilted Towers, we see two players going at it. Rizar and Grabs fighting at the edge of the mountain. That's really brave.
Oh.
Well,
that's tough.
That's a tough spot to be in. He was kind of a sitting duck at that point. And now Rizar's like, I'll just medkit.
He's going to med up. Oh, Rizar. Rizar's loadout's looking nice.
No ammo, unfortunately, but the weapons and the loadout itself is there. Let's go find more ammo for it.
Yeah, if he could make it to late game, find somebody with those explodes, he could make great opportunity and set himself up like really well for late game here. But now we're on to Zypan with 2 eliminations going. Oh, and Tilted. Wow, would you look at that? People are still
still happening.
People are still tilted with no HP. Zeke, would you look at that? Ain't it phenomenal? Wow.
Back at Kinstar, when we left him, he had this same loadout. Nothing has changed, Smith. They've been biding their time.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. This rotation should have happened 10, 15, not 10, 15, 5 to 10 minutes ago. The fact that it's happening now is.
Oh.
It's interesting. Did he actually hit him with that?
He hit him with the quad launcher.
Woo! Okay, me and you. What is this? What's this rivalry happening right now? I love it.
Look how many people, man, look at the mini map right now. Look how many people are around him. Look how many people are closing in. They hear these shots. They're like, whoa,